Hey guys, it's me, Trevis with DFSkarma.com. This is how I won $30,000 on the easiest game mode in DFS history. So you guys already know that we're partnered with OwnersBox Fantasy. Now, like I said on the last time we did one of these videos, if you don't have an account yet, stop this video. This video is not going anywhere. Stop the video. Go to OwnersBox.online. Matter of fact, you can click it in the description of this video. Click on OwnersBox.online, the link below. Sign up for an account. Use promo code KARMA when you do your first deposit. You're going to get a $500 deposit match, 100% match, which is the biggest one in the industry. You're going to get a free entry for this Lightning Lineups contest, which we're going to show you. We're going to build one together here later on. And then you're also going to get a free entry to their main GPP, which for week 4 is a $50,000 guaranteed prize pool. So stop this, click on that link, create the account, and then, of course, come back to this video.
A few moments later.
Did you do it? You got your account all set up? Everything's good to go? Perfect. So this is the $30,000 video, and for those saying, did you really win $30,000 on this game? Well, here is the proof. Pop, 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 pop. The screenshots to back it up. So this game mode, as I mentioned, is called Lightning Lineups. Now, there's a few different game modes on the OwnersBox app that you now have downloaded, have an account created for. They do have a traditional daily fantasy sports, salary cap, lineup, roster that you're used to playing, on sites like FanDuel and DraftKings. So they have that. They do actually have a better lineup structure because they have something called a Superflex, where for MLB you can use 2 pitchers if you want to. You don't have to. For NFL you can use 2 quarterbacks. You don't have to, but it gives you the option to. So they have that fun feature that allows you to, create extremely unique lineups. Now this one we're focusing on for this video, for the $30,000 video, is Lightning Lineups, because all of these screenshots were made, created, and won inside of this game mode. So the game mode is pretty simple to explain, but it's going to be easier if I actually pull it up on screen here so you guys can see it as I'm explaining it. So let's go and do that real quick. Boom. So this is Lightning Lineups. So inside of the game, or inside of the app, you click on, you go to Lobby, you click on Lightning Lineups, and then you click on NFL, and this will show you the next slate of games. So leading up to Thursday Night Football, all you're going to see is Thursday Night Football. Once Thursday Night Football starts, then you're going to see all of the main slate Sunday. Once main slate Sunday starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, then you're going to see the 4 p.m. slate. Once that starts, so just every time a new slate locks, then you're going to see that next slate. So as soon as Monday Night Football starts, chances are you're going to already be able to see the Thursday Night Football stuff. So right now, we're recording this on Tuesday. So you see, there's a few different things. Now, if you didn't watch the previous video, I'm going to go through the quick gist here of how this works. There's a few different things you need to pay attention to. So the first thing here, every single time it starts with 3 lineups. Now, for single game slates, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, you're going to see lineups that only have 2 players in them because the prize pool is pretty limited. Now, if you're doing a main slate, 1 p.m. when there's tons of players, tons of games happening, each lineup's going to have 3 players in it. Now, what you just saw is it auto-refreshed. So pay attention to this yellow bar. It's a very, very thin yellow line on the screen, right on both sides of this Lightning Lineups logo, and it's going to slowly decrease. Now, this is about 60 seconds you have to decide which lineup is the best, and once that yellow line completely goes away, then it refreshes and shows you a new stack of 3 different lineups to choose from. So you don't have, 300 hours to sit here and be like, I wonder which lineup's the best. But you can kind of go into this knowing what you want to attack. And chances are, if you see something you like, let's say, we see Tua and Tyler Boyd, let's say, for argument's sake, that's what we want to target. If we don't lock it in time before that yellow line goes away, and the next set of 3 lineups don't have that, you just click on this, I'm just going to do it right here to show you exactly how it works. So you just click on this Lightning Lineups logo, and even before the yellow line goes away, before the time runs out, you can just keep clicking this over and over and over again. So you just refresh. So if you're like, I don't think any of these lineups have a great advantage over the other one, just refresh it. You don't think the same thing, you can refresh it over and over and over again. So what you're trying to do, this is an against the house game. You are not versing anybody else. You're not versing tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of other lineups. You're simply versing OwnersBox. They are daring you to pick the lineup that scores the most fantasy points. So they're challenging you. That's how this works. So let's say, for example, we think Joe Mixon and then Tyreek Hill is going to score the most points out of the second and the third lineups. They're going to score more points than Chase Waddle, and they're also going to score more points than Tua and Higgins. Now, if that's what you think, you simply click on that lineup. You enter how much money you want to put in here. You can do, I think $5 is the minimum, and I think $500 is the maximum. Something else I want to draw your attention to is you see up here in the top right, it says 2.25x. So that's the payout on this base of the game. So picking 1 out of 3 lineups always pays 2.25. And they show you what the math is here. So if you do $500, which is the max, and this one lineup 1 does score the most points, then you get $1,125 paid out. Now, for the single game slates, more often than not, you might come into a situation where this button right here, the add lineup button, is not available because the player pool is so small. For this particular option, they do have the option to add 1 more, and you see here the payout goes from 2.25 to 3x. This yellow line's about to go away. We have a new line here. So see right here where this it's not available because based on these 3, there's nothing else they can add to it. Now, you see underneath all of these lineups, there's a projection. The algorithm, the system, this game will always put lineups that are extremely close in projection based on OwnersBox projection. So here is where we have the karma edge. These projections are not good. Do not pay attention to these projections whatsoever. I personally have almost solely been using the DFSkarma.com lineup optimizer. So what I would do is I would pull up the optimizer, and I'll say, okay, what right now is the optimizer saying for Tua and Joe Mixon? I would do quick math. Okay, that's the number for lineup 1. Do the same thing for lineup 2, same thing for lineup 3. And then whichever one the optimizer is telling me to go with, I trust the optimizer. I trust all of our tools. I solely use our tools. I do very little research. I solely use our tools and our projections when it comes to playing on all of our partner sites. So if right now, what is this? It looks like lineup 1 has a 0.01 higher projection than lineup 3, but if based on OwnersBox projections. But of course, like I mentioned, if I go through the lineup optimizer, if I go through the karma projections, and I see that maybe lineup 2 actually has the most, then we'll go with lineup 2. You also, for the single game showdowns like Thursday Night Football, you also want to pay attention to game script because it's players from one game. So if you have a running back on a team that is favored to win, which of course if they're winning, they're running the ball more, they're running out the clock, and if the team is losing, they're passing the ball more, then of course you can target like a quarterback in that situation, a receiver. You don't necessarily want to target stacks. I don't think it's one yet. I don't think a running back stack on a single game showdown has one yet. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've had any winners for that. But pay attention to game script for the single game showdowns. So if a team is projected to lose, you want to target their passing attack. If a team's projected to win, you want to target their running attack. Now that's not an end all be all. Of course, some things can happen where a team that's a losing can have a 1-yard rushing touchdown, and the running back can get those that boost of points. So it's not the end all be all, but it's something you do want to pay attention to. The same process that we apply when we do our second half prop picks on our prop sites for these games as well. So that's the gist. You're simply trying to get to figure out which lineup will score more points than the other lineups that are shown. Now, for the single game showdown, you saw me click the button once on the last stack of 3, and it went from 2.25x to 3x, but the button is not clickable after that. When the player pool is massive, and I mean massive like a 1 p.m. main slate Sunday, you can click this button a ton of times, and I think you can get the payout all the way up to 6x, which I don't know if that's like 10 lineups, something around there. That increases your risk of winning so much that, of course, they're going to pay you out if you're right. But if you've seen the majority of my screenshots, I would say probably 80%, if not 90%, are just 1 versus 2. So I'm just picking one lineup to beat 2. Now, you can do the same GPP mindset thing, the same kind of thing where you're playing a milli maker with 300 million other people, and you can put some money, your GPP portion of your bankroll management, to a 1v3 or 1v4 or 1v5. Speaking of 1v4, which is 5 total lineups, so you're picking 1 to beat 4 of their lineups. What OwnersBox has been doing the last 2 weeks, week 2 and week 3, they did it at certain times, which you want to make sure you're in our Discord because we blast you every time this happens. And of course, the app, the OwnersBox app, will tell you as well, is they do these payout boosts. So I think normally 1v4, which is 5 total lineups, 1 versus 4, typically is 3.5x payout. For an hour at a time at certain points of of the weekend, they'll say, hey, if you do a 1v4 in the next 60 minutes, if you lock it in, we'll actually bump it from a 3.5x payout to a 5x payout. So you get a massive amount of money by doing that 1v4. And of course, that's pretty much the only time that I do choose 1 out of 5 lineups there. But as you see my screenshots, typically I'm just focusing on the very cash friendly, just need to be 2 lineups with my lineup. But we talk about this strategy, who we're looking at, what are some great lineups, even if the non-single game showdown stuff for the main slate, inside of our Discord. So if you're not in there yet, shame on you. You should have been there by now. But if you're not in there yet, just go to click the link in the description, or just go to dfskarma.com/chat, and then it's an automatic invite to the Discord, and you can talk about lightning lineups or anything OwnersBox in the OwnersBox NFL channel, or you can just use the free NFL chat channels as well. That does not cost you to enter our Discord. It does not cost you to talk about this kind of stuff and get kind of insights and questions answered in the Discord. We're just here to help you guys win money as much as we can. Aside from that, we do have premium stuff, of course. But for this particular contest kind of things, it's really hard for us to say, like, definitely lock in, this 3-player stack out of hundreds of possibilities, because you're going to have to click the refresh a lot of times to get that exact outcome. So we kind of just give you players to target. But yeah, that's the gist of how I won $30,000 in 3 weeks. Just max betting a lot of lightning lineups in them, and just using the lineup optimizer coming out strong more often than not. So if you have any questions, ask us in the Discord. You can ask in the YouTube comments if you want to. But I hope this helped you guys kind of understand a little bit more of how this game works. And hopefully by the next video, it'll be how I won $50,000 on lightning lineups. We're going to keep playing. The goal is to get to 100,000. But click the like, subscribe to this channel, and then let me know if you have any questions, whether it's in Discord or in the comments. See you guys.